breakfast.
Yeah.
I just have like tiny little burns. I mean, I like it in a way. I like my little tiny finger burns, but it's only after they're done hurting. Then it's just like cool little finger scar tattoos that I get another.
And that's a perfect way to start with. This is Praise the Run, episode 38.
Oh, I didn't realize we were... Yeah, let's talk about my finger scars.
This is
You know where I got
podcast
these scars?
from being a cook,
From your mom.
being a chef. It's episode 38. I am Ben, Benjamin Lucky, aka the MrBenShow. This is Patrick McKinstry, Litter Dead. Patrick, it's another week.
Yeah.
We're hanging out. The dog's whining at us because for some reason it thinks we're the one that's gonna feed it. Shut up! Enough. That's enough. Enough. I can't handle it. It's been like 2 hours. Yeah. It's been a week.
Yeah.
I've done nothing but work.
Are you? Yeah.
And I assume you the same for you.
I've been doing a lot of running around, yeah.
Yeah. Doing shows and stuff like that.
Work and shows and yeah. It's been a lot.
Hell yeah. Well, have you been playing any games?
Mostly Dead Island 2.
Oh, really?
Like as soon as that dropped, I was a pretty big fan of Dead Island 1, but I only had it on my gaming computer at the time, like back, because it's like, well, it's old. That's like
Right.
10-year plus game, right? Came out like when I was still in school, I think. The first Dead Island. So I only played it on my gaming laptop, but I haven't had that in forever. Yeah. So when I saw that 2 was out and I could get it on the console, I was so excited. So that's literally like the only game. I didn't go back to that horror game. I just didn't have any. There was just nothing really calling me back to it. But apparently Dead Island 2 has like, there's a bunch of cool little DLC things, but apparently they have like a haunted, scary part of it. Like it is a zombie game already, but apparently they have like it's supposed to be like a
scarier mode.
There's like a, it's called The House or something, but I think it's specifically supposed to be like a more scary, like haunted house type level or
weird
part of the map or something. I haven't looked into it yet. There's a few extra things in this one that I haven't got to yet. I've just been playing the main game. I like it because it's kind of like if Borderlands was a zombie game with like melee and stuff. It has similar sense of humor, but a lot of like cool weapon upgrades. Not quite as cool as that mall game with the zombies in it, but
Dead Rising.
Yeah, Dead Rising probably the best as far as zombie weapon variety.
Right.
But this one still has some cool. I mean, I haven't gotten super far, so I don't know. Maybe it will get cooler, but yeah, so far just been fun killing zombies. I like Dead Island because it's like there's a lot of like, it really is. It's like a looter shooter, but also there's a lot of puzzles within every area that you're doing to kill.
Right.
I like that like sandboxy appeal to it, where you can kill them like 50 different ways if you want,
I remember a long time ago we had a old Let's Play channel that we played Dead Island on. I think that's my only time that I've ever played Dead Island.
Yeah.
Because I have both. I have Riptide and Dead Island.
Oh, I
1.
forgot
I've just
about
never
Riptide.
played them. I know Riptide's supposed to be bad.
I forgot about that.
But yeah, Dead Island 2 being on Game Pass, yeah, I'll have to give it a try. People have said great things. I'm glad you're liking it.
It's fun. I mean, but
It's like the first hour of gameplay, I think.
Yeah, I've probably put a few hours into it now between the last few days.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's fun. You get all the cool, get to kill. You don't necessarily have to kill them with melee. You have all these cool interactive. You can electrocute them and poison them and stuff. And
yeah, the one level that I've seen is since I've only seen like the first hour. It's been like that. hotel bit right there at the beginning.
Oh, right,
And you can
yeah.
like push electrical wires into the pool and zap a whole bunch of zombies in
Yeah,
at
there's a lot of
once.
that. There's a lot of
A
pool
lot of cool
zapping,
that.
a lot of like looking for things to, take down bigger enemies and stuff. And also, what I also really like about it is there's a lot of storytelling within the environment. Like that first level when you're in the hotel, the first boss, spoilers, is the like a bridesmaid, but she's
Right.
like a hulked up. Like it's the first time you're introduced to like a hulked up zombie or whatever.
Right.
But like when you're getting to that point, because that's like deep into the hotel, you don't know you're about to fight a bridesmaid. You don't have any idea you're even interacting with a wedding, really. I mean, they kind of hint at it, but as you slowly enter the hotel, there's like more signs. Like there's like a bachelor party in one room, and there's like signs of like
Right.
how they all died and stuff. And then there's like the bridesmaid room, and like just every room is unique. It's not just like Left 4 Dead where every room looks the same. There's just
Yeah,
suitcases.
there's a lot of
the
detail.
same obstacles. There's a lot more detail in this. There's a lot more like just stories within every little nook and cranny. Like you can actually sense like some sort of panic, like, oh man, these people really got out of here or whatever. Like, which is cool. Just a lot more like environmental stuff, and because it's like it's supposed to be like a fresh apocalypse. Like you're entering it as like it just started happening like weeks ago or
Right.
something. So
Right.
that's also really cool.
Yeah, I wanna I gotta play that game. I've heard nothing but great things. The gore, the violence, I'm super interested in.
Upgrading is really cool. There's so many different unique ways to upgrade your character, and then they give you like 8 different characters to choose from off the top.
Right. Yeah, I think
Which
there
is
was
crazy.
4 or 5 on the original game, right?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
eventually they put out like a DLC where you could get like another one or something.
Right.
But yeah, no, this one starts off right off the top. You get 8, and each of them are like unique in their own.
Right.
And you get you get upgrade cards as you go about that, you can switch off for your play style,
Yeah,
basically.
I remember that. Right. The team behind that is the team they made Homefront: The Revolution. Originally, I believe, I don't remember who was the original developer of Dead Island 2, but then it went over to Techland, and then Techland gave it up, and then the what's the Homefront team? Fuck, dude. I don't remember what the team's called, but they got it after them.
Yeah.
Techland is the Dying Light team.
Oh wow.
So there's still a lot of that DNA in there for sure. But I don't know how much of that original DNA they kept in this new one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to play it as well, so we can have a more in-depth conversation about it. Cause yeah, I'm interested.
It's funny. It's a fun. And it's funny too because there's just a lot of like nonchalant characters too. There's just a lot of characters that are like, yeah, we're in the apocalypse. Let's
Right.
live it up, like Mad Max style, And I love that too. Like just well, it is what it is. We got
Right, we're gonna die anyways, kind of
a
thing.
lot of like meta commentary
Yeah.
on like stuff, like people still trying to use social media and stuff during the apocalypse, stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah,
No, very
there's like
fun.
that streamer house or whatever you go into
Yeah,
later.
exactly. Yeah, there's a
Yeah, I've
streamer
heard about
house. But it goes back to it being a looter shooter, and you're just constantly like looking for every nook and cranny, so you
Right.
can unlock a box 4 miles back on a map.
Right, there's a lot of Metroidvania stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, oh, you need the chef's key, and you're like, well, who's the chef? And it's like, well, it's gonna be one of the zombies in a chef outfit,
So
but we're
is
not
it-
gonna tell you which one.
Open world or is it open zone?
From what I've seen so far, it's like it's not open like, so the only thing I didn't like is that the first one was on an island. This one is
Right.
in California.
Right.
So it's like not really an island, dead island anymore. But it's not like it's still kind of blocked off like Left 4 Dead. Like, there's like cars and stuff blocking the way. But then if you try to, there's certain parts where like if you try to jump a fence into like the grassy area, like a hill or something that's like it looks like you could go into it, like the hill that goes up Hollywood to the Hollywood sign or something.
Right.
That's technically out of bounds. You have to stay on the streets and in the yards and the houses. So it's like contained open.
Weird.
Like you can. Well, actually, no, that's a lie because it's. Yeah, no, contained open. I guess the best because there's also zones. There's certain places that you reach and it's like you want to exit this zone and go to the next zone.
Oh, okay.
So there is
open zones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So it's not completely open, but like it's open enough that.
Right, you have areas to explore in each thing, and then you can go back and forth.
Yeah, and then as you progress, you unlock shortcuts within the areas, so you can go back a lot easier and get to stuff, which is neat.
I kind of like that progression more than having like the whole island open to you at once kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that could be overwhelming. Like Dying Light is like the whole thing's open to you at once, but like some things will be gated off. Kind of like whatever. Open zone sounds nice. More games are going that way rather than open world. And
open zone is nice, especially for that game because there's so many like little things to pick up. If it was open world, that would just be
right.
It would be brutal to try to find the little things.
Yeah. Right, and all the little puzzles and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. I've been playing a puzzly game, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like a platformer-esque puzzle game. It's called Lonely Mountain Downhill.
Okay.
Which is also on Game Pass. It's a mountain biking game.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And it's super simple. You just have basic controls, so you try to make it down the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, like, certain goals, like do it in a certain amount of time, or try not to crash a certain amount of times.
Word.
And then you have another one called Free Rider Mode, which is like try to get down the whole mountain in one go without failing.
I think I may have seen someone speedrun that.
Yeah. That game is super hard.
But it looks super. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
There's a lot of shortcuts and crazy little things you can do, and they really like with it being super basic controls and stuff. Just like the layouts of each mountain, there's so many little things that you can like. And variety that you can do with your runs.
Nice.
And different ways that you can shave off time. Just like hitting a rock a certain way to jump a certain part of the trail or whatever.
Yeah. Do you get like new bikes and stuff, like upgraded stuff?
Yeah, the progression I wish was a little bit like better. It's very simplified where like there's 5 mountains in the whole game. And, each mountain has 4 tracks in the base game, and each track has 4 or 5 modes. It has like an explorer mode, beginner, intermediate, or maybe it's beginner expert, and then the free rider mode. And then with Game Pass, there's DLC as well, and there's like a DLC track for each one of the mountains that's free.
Okay.
And then they have one paid DLC, which I believe is a whole new mountain.
Oh, sick.
And that's like $6. I don't know how much the original game is because I got it on Game Pass. But I really like that game. I played a long time ago when it first came to Game Pass, or when Game Pass was starting to become a thing. I don't remember which came first.
Yeah.
But I kind of fell off it. It's a harder game, but it's one of those. It's like Tony Hawk almost, where like you just go back to it and kind of pick up where you left off without having to like worry about where you left off or what you were doing or whatever. Like,
it's one of those you can kind of do it between things and stuff.
Yeah, there's daily runs that you can do where they randomize the mountain and the structure of what the like crashes and time and like
that's cool.
everybody on the leaderboard, and then like every 24 hours it gives you a certain amount of points. But I don't know what the points go to because there's nothing to buy with the points.
Huh.
So I don't know why you would want that.
Maybe just whoever has the most.
Yeah, and you get put on the leaderboard, but there's no incentive to do it other than the leaderboard itself. Like, you don't get extra skins or paint jobs or anything like that. That's all tied to the main progression of the game.
Right.
You get bolts as well. There's like the different outfits you can get, different bike skins and bolts to upgrade the different bikes. And every skin that you get, it can just be applied to any bike. So like it's not like a huge deal. But it's like super limited. Everything's like 5 or 6 of each thing, and like very small scale. But I enjoy it. It's a good thing to put on for like an hour or two after work, and like I get sleepy and then I go to bed.
Nice.
And you know, it's a good one of those. I spent the morning playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Since the PlayStation just can't handle Elden Ring anymore. I don't know why. It's like not playing that save wasn't enough. Like every time I just turn it on now, it just starts like freaking out.
That's crazy.
So now it's on Xbox, so I'm restarting my Elden Ring run to eventually get to where I was at to start recording again for when the DLC comes. But episode 85 of Elden Ring came out today, which is the fight where I meet Melania. And that was the last episode I recorded, which was a year and a half ago at this point.
Yeah.
It was a while ago, but I've been holding off recording anything just for the DLC. And I want to like grind and beef up the character a little, but that's when I found out that the PlayStation was overheating whenever I started playing it. So or whatever's happening. I don't know if it's the PlayStation starts to get hot, but it's no hotter than what it normally is. So I think it's just the game bugging out. But I like reinstalled it and everything and tried different things, and it just didn't work.
Weird.
So yeah. Yeah, so the PlayStation's just reserved to a YouTube machine right now until I get the PS5. Yeah. And I'll try the PS4 in once I get a 5 in.
Yeah.
But it's also a Pro. It's like a mid-gen PS4. It's not like a base-gen PS4.
No, yeah, absolutely. It should.
It sucks.
It should be up there.
My Series S, or my Xbox One S, is handling Elden Ring just fine. But we'll see once I'm like level 190 or whatever it was in the last playthrough.
Yeah.
What else did I do? I don't remember if I beat Elden Ring, or not Elden Ring, if I beat Resident Evil 2 in the last episode that we talked about, but I did do that. That must have happened last time. But other than that, I haven't recorded anything. There was a few reaction videos that I recorded over the last couple of weeks, but I think the only one that didn't happen between the last podcast was the Pokemon one, because we talked about we talked about the Direct and the Elden Ring trailer in the last episode. So the Pokemon one, they had a Pokemon Presents this week for Pokemon Day, and it was very minimal, which is why I don't have it playing right now. It was 13 minutes long, and I'd say about 12 minutes was updates to all the mobile games. Okay. And then the last minute was the reveal for a new game. The new game is a Pokemon Legends sequel to the Pokemon Legends Arceus game called Pokemon Legends Z-A, which is, I guess, what they're saying is going to be taking place around, I don't remember what region, it's the Unova region. It's Gen 6 of Pokemon. Yeah. It's just they're doing a Legends version in the X and Y universe, but that's really all they revealed. They didn't show any gameplay or anything. Like,
could have been a tweet.
Yeah. The big thing at the end of it was that, well, I mean, it being a new Legends game is a big deal. Like, they're revealing it.
Right.
They did say that it was coming out next year. That was another thing. It would be a 2025 game. They also said that, they also didn't say that it was coming to Switch, which is the other thing.
Huh.
I think this is the first game that they've announced that will be technically a Switch 2
like
game.
New, yeah. It's kind of like their way of being like, hey, it's coming.
Yeah. The wording was like released on Switch family platforms or Nintendo family platforms or something like that. I don't think they mentioned Switch at all in the wording. So there's that to maybe hang your hat on.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of like, that was like the big reveal, like low key.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is around the corner.
Yeah. And then another thing that they threw at the end of that is that Mega Evolutions are coming back. And Mega Evolutions, for somebody like you who doesn't play Pokemon or know anything about Pokemon, is that there's a special rock device in the Pokemon lore that can make Pokemon evolve, like, basically go Super Saiyan mid-battle. And it's like a limited time use thing, like a single time use per battle type of thing.
Yeah.
And they're bringing that gimmick back for this game. People are very excited about that.
Is it like,
people really like Mega Evolution?
Does it just makes the creatures stronger?
Right.
It doesn't change them up anymore?
No, it does. It gives them like
another form or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mega Evolution Charizard's like black and has like a third horn and like he has blue fire and like he's super sick.
He gets fucking rough.
Yeah. Same thing with Blastoise, gets like a third cannon or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they're going to do it with the newer Pokemon?
So yeah, Legends was weird because Legends takes place in the past before all the Pokemon. Like, the Legends Arceus game takes place at the time that they're inventing the first Pokeballs.
Wow.
And they're like catching Pokemon for the first time ever and stuff like that. And they didn't really give us anything about this game of like where it's going to take place, other than like the region that it's taking place in is like their version of France or Paris. Specifically, the Luminous City is what they mentioned by name in the trailer. But it was like you know what blueprint schematics look like?
Yeah.
Imagine like a whole bunch of that and like a CG Pikachu running around. And it was like that.
Huh.
It was very weird. The legend stuff was in the Arceus stuff was all in the past, so like Pokemon had like not prehistoric forms because it's not that far back, but like past forms that don't exist anymore.
Like less evolved.
Yeah, and
maybe.
they not less evolved, but just like a different evolution line.
Okay.
Like they gave Growlithe longer hair and stuff like that, or like they'll change the color of the Pokemon or whatever. Sometimes they'll just like change types and stuff like that as well. They'll most definitely do that. How many Pokemon we'll see? I think for Legends Arceus it was like 10 Pokemon in total, and they added like 1 or 2 new Pokemon. But I mean, if it's a good one of those, that's like my biggest thing. People like Legends, but like personally, I thought it was kind of boring.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it didn't hold me in as well as, like, a normal Pokemon was. Like, the whole idea of Legends was, like, it's like a third-person action game with Pokemon mechanics. So, like, you as a character have, like, a dodge roll and, like, uh, can, like, free throw your Pokeball and stuff like that,
Oh,
and, like,
interesting.
move around the Pokebattle. But, like, the controls are kind of like Kingdom Hearts spells almost.
Oh, yeah. So you have to
Um,
go through, like, different menus while things are happening, like, live and stuff.
right.
Can you get injured in that sort of thing?
Yes.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Yeah. There's like boss Pokemon and stuff like that. There's like a whole sneak up on Pokemon mechanic.
Oh,
And
okay.
like but with the whole like blueprint schematic thing, it was all like futury and lasers and Tron like and stuff. So like we don't know if it's gonna be like a past thing, a future thing.
I was gonna say, I mean, that could very well be a future thing.
Yeah.
But so far in the past, you're, you know,
Right. It doesn't seem like this is the beginning of Luminous City.
Yeah.
But like a renovation of Luminous City, which
Oh, okay.
I don't know French history so much, but I believe that happens in Paris history. It's like they remodeled that whole city
oh,
or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. It's
well, that's exciting for the Pokemon people, at least. Like, it's something.
yeah. Oh, they did announce one other thing. Other than that was they announced a game, another TCG mobile game thing, called Pokemon Pocket, or Pokemon TCG Pocket. They're not getting rid of the one that I don't like.
Yeah.
TCG Live, that's still going to be a thing. That's still where competitive play is happening in the online community. It's just that application runs like terrible garbage.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be like a truncated version of the game with like digital versions of sets and stuff like that with like new art is like what's being shown off and everything like that.
Right.
Like even the rarity symbols are new and like their own thing and stuff. The whole idea is, I assume that there's gonna be like you can buy digital packs for it, but like you get 2 free packs a day, and then you open them up, and then you build your decks and stuff like that, and you can trade and stuff. I should have plugged in the Xbox for this one because it's kind of weird to explain, but like the way I kind of felt like it was like Pokemon NFTs without like all of the baggage of NFTs.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That would make sense.
because you can like trade all of these cards and stuff like that.
That's
and,
kind of like what Marvel Snap is doing, too, I believe.
right.
Well, they've already been doing it since the beginning, but
Yeah, can you trade the cards though?
I think you can now. I think
Yeah.
they were getting into that. I had to delete it off my phone because I ran out of room. I got to get a new phone, but
Oh yeah.
I don't. I mean, I feel like they were getting into that right before I deleted it, but I could be wrong. It may just be like the art that you can trade. Like you might already have to own the card, and then you can trade
really?
it for like a different art style. I don't know if you can just one for one. I don't have that. You can have this type thing.
Right.
But I think there might be trading involved because it is like a huge like art thing now. It's like everyone, like every hero has like 20 different card types
Right.
for art styles and shit.
Yeah, I have no clue how this is gonna work. Like, as if I'd imagine that everybody's gonna have codes and stuff like that, and then you like trade like code to code is what I imagine. But it's also Pokemon, so like it could just be person to person. Like you have to be next to them, which would get rid of like that whole idea of NFT thing, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it would just make things more valuable. Like, do you have this digital version of this card? Now it's worth like $300 or whatever. So you're getting
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, technically, cards are kind of already NFTs
Right.
before NFTs, but
right for sure.
this
but
definitely, yeah, that would make it
it's
that'd
a
make it crazy.
digital thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I do got more to say, but I need to pee real quick.
Yeah, yeah, do your thing.
Forgot to pee before the podcast. But we're back.
We're back.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that Pokemon thing is really weird. I wonder what's gonna come of it. Z-A, that Legends game, I imagine is coming in January, but it could be March time frame. I just say January because the first one said the first Legends Arceus, or Pokemon Legends, the first Pokemon Legends Arceus, was like mid-January of that year. And Pokemon likes to stick to patterns, so I'd imagine this will also be a January, but that means that if it's coming to Switch 2, I don't see that coming in January.
No? You don't think it'll be a Christmas release?
No, the new rumor thing is, or the new rumor mill leak is that it'll be a 2025 thing. And if that's the case, it'll probably be March of 2025, which is when the first Switch released. It was March of 2017. Nintendo doesn't like patterns, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. That's why I feel like it'll be like snuck in early.
Right. Yeah, it could be.
Especially because, I mean, if they're already doing things like that, they're already hinting at a console,
Yeah.
a future console, and then it's just been long enough. I feel like they could shadow drop it at any time, really. I mean, the holidays would probably be the best time to do it, but
Yeah, if that was the case, they would reveal it in June or announce it in June.
right.
Do the big reveal showcase probably at Tokyo Game Show in September, October time frame. And then they would have to release it. I'd imagine they would want to release it the week after Black Friday. Maybe the week of Black Friday. But, like, I don't know. I don't... That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. I don't see it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what this year is. I feel like that partner direct that we saw last week, like, didn't really give us much hope for a new Switch anytime soon.
Yeah.
It just felt like we need to pad out the rest of this year with some fodder until we can make it till the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool if it was able to drop early. Just because it's almost been 10 years.
Yeah. No, it'll be 7 years. It'll be 7 years in March.
Oh, you said
2017.
Oh, 2017.
Yeah.
I don't know what I heard.
It feels like 10 years. The Switch the Switch was behind when it came out. Like, hardware-wise. Like, it's 720 in handheld mode, and that's where the majority of people play that. And, like, now with Steam Decks and ROG Allies, and all of the different handheld PCs coming out, it's like Nintendo really needs to come out with something pretty heavy to match up.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could do it at a reasonable price at this point. The cheapest Steam Deck I want to say is like $400 or something like that. It's like I mean, that's more expensive than a Switch, but only by like $50 for an OLED.
Yeah.
It is confirmed that the next Switch will not be an OLED. It will be LCD screens starting out. So, yeah, there is that, but we'll see. I think the Steam Deck also didn't launch with an OLED screen. I think the new round of them came out, and those have OLED screens specifically that you can get. But yeah, the other layoffs is that, or the other news is that there was layoffs this week. Of course.
Of course.
Sony had like 900 people laid off. Pretty much all of London studios being shut down. There were layoffs at Naughty Dog and pretty much every single studio under the sun besides Sucker Punch is the word. It seemed like anybody who has a game actively in development or coming out relatively soon was free, but everybody who had like a game just released or like, you know, a game that's 5 years out,
right?
They got hit pretty hard.
Dang.
And that's a bummer. I mean,
yeah,
it's of course just stacking up, and not too long after EA announced that they were laying off 600 people. I think the toll now, what I've heard been going around, is somewhere in like 9,000 people so far this year have been laid off from the industry, and that's starting from January 1st.
That's rough.
Between the Activision Blizzard layoffs not too long ago, which were 1,900 people, to, you know, these 900, 600 people, like, it's just getting crazy. Of course, like, I want to do like a deep dive thing on like all the layoffs and stuff, like all of the itemized list of like all of these layoffs.
Yeah.
But it's just growing and growing and growing. And now it's like 150 studios, 160 studios affected.
Every single studio.
Yeah.
That'd be so many numbers to crunch.
Right, dude. It's there is a website called videogamelayoffs.com.
Wow.
Now, tracking all of them.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least someone's doing it. I mean,
Right. There's also a Twitter scraping bot called Layoffs, or Who's Laid Off Now.
Oh, Lord.
And that goes through all of the layoffs in the U.S., not just like video game layoffs, but I believe that's where a lot of this data is coming from. Is like bots like that just scraping like back ends of like reports and legal documents and stuff like that.
Right. Still, that's insane.
Yeah. The other news is that, you know, more great games just keep coming out.
Yeah.
On top of that,
yeah, a lot of good games.
A lot of games doing very well critically and selling well, and you know, people being affected for it in the worst type of way. But the Pacific Drive came out, and people seem pretty okay on it. Not like super great reviews. I'm seeing like 3.5 out of 5s, or like 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10s for it. But
yeah.
I mean, an 8 out of 10 and a 7 out of 10, you know, swimming in a 7, so it's average. But like an 8 out of 10 is pretty good.
It's still good, yeah.
People seem pretty high on it. Having a good time. I am meaning to check that out. It seems it has spooky elements. It's not a straight up horror game, but it's like a spacey, you know, like aliens, are they out there kind of creepiness to it.
Interesting.
So I want to check that out. I want to have more to say on that. Penny's Bigger Breakaway is out now, and people seem pretty high on that as well. Of course, like that. I haven't picked that game up either.
Right.
But people seem pretty high on it. Yeah. Anything planned for this week?
This week?
It's been a while since we've talked about plans or what we're actually doing in our lives.
This week is actually a slow week for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank goodness. I'm going to take a break until next week. And then I got comedy every week.
Yeah.
At least one. I got 1 week with 3 comedies. Wow.
I mean, that's exciting.
That's exciting.
Shows.
But no, this week is just chilling. I just got my...
Somebody's at the door.
I just
Somebody's
got
coming
my...
in. Oh, God. That's enough.
I got my small check for having COVID, so it's kind of just rest week.
Oh, yeah.
Because I only got like 1 day for that check.
Yeah, that was rough.
So that's not like a... can't really go out and do a lot.
Right.
I'm probably not even going to drive out to Boston. Just because it's,
Yeah.
risky.
We've been going to Worcester for the dispensaries out there, man. It's so fucking
It's
cheap
worth
out
it.
there.
Worcester's worth it for...
It's like an hour and a half. Or, no, it's like 45 minutes.
I was going to say, it's not that far.
50 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half both ways.
I was going to say, it's like, yeah, it's under an hour to get there. But yeah, probably a little over altogether.
Right. Yeah.
But totally worth it because it really is like you're saving a lot. And well, I'll send you a link afterwards. But there's this one that I go to that almost always has like 15-20% off everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these 2-gram vapes are like $50 at the one.
Yeah, that's good.
$55, and then you get 0.35 for $1.
That's cute. Yeah, I love that.
For that. I was like, hell yeah, I'll take advantage of that. And they have like an ounce of shake for $60.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool.
Yeah, why not,
Doing
dude?
that.
That's great. That's what I have right now. I have like a whole tub of shake that I've just been getting through until...
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go in a few days. We're planning on going Tuesday, I think. I work a double Monday, so I'll probably go Tuesday.
Nice.
And then pick up some. Yeah, that's been fun. It's a long drive, but I've been trying to find more things out that way as well. Like to find on the drive, like probably hit a video game store or two on the way there. There's like 3 or 4 retro stores out on the way.
Yeah, and in Worcester itself, they have a good bit of stuff too. So
yeah, the dispensary we've been going to is like on the outskirts of it. It's not like it's not in the city.
Oh, okay.
Which is great because we don't have to pay a toll.
Right. I don't think you have to pay to get into Worcester.
Yeah,
Hey.
at least you can pass the camera. You're good.
Didn't know what I was looking for.
Oh, word.
thanks.
No, you're good. It's on the outside of the city, but like if I take the exit to go in the city, there's a toll
Oh, interesting.
from the road that we would be taking. But I don't know. I haven't been in Worcester proper in like forever,
Yeah.
so I don't know how it is. I think I've only
pretty
actually
good.
driven in my
I'm usually there at night, so I don't see as much.
right.
But there's a lot of fun things
Yeah.
there. Mostly food stuff is what I get into, but I'm always looking for like new food things to go to before I do comedy and stuff. But
Yeah.
antique stores are another thing. Like I get really into like, oh, I have a couple hours, I'll go walk around an antique store.
Yeah, I should go do that too. And if I want to find like clothes and stuff like that, is like the big thing.
There's a
Redo my
big
whole
one in
wardrobe.
Putnam. It's like a 3-story antique store in Putnam.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That one's dope. No one's huge.
That'd be nice. I pretty much bought everything I want from the Goodwill down the street.
Yeah.
So I need more spots. There's a thrift store, like a local thrift store down the street. And they were like basically closed the whole COVID or whatever, but like people are back
that
in
one
there.
by the laundromat up there?
Yeah.
I saw someone made a post about that not too long ago. Like, randomly, someone was like, this place is great, blah, blah, blah. Like, the hours are weird, but
Right.
apparently it's, like, a great place to be.
Yeah, so I plan on checking that out soon, because I have no clue what's in there.
Yeah, I want to do that, too. It looks
pretty vague.
huge. Yeah, it looks... I mean, they took over that huge brick building.
Right.
I'm sure at least a quarter of that must be for the thrift store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
I
the
have no
consignment store, whatever it's called.
clue.
It's
Yeah.
all the same.
I was like finishing my laundry, and I think they had just opened, so I saw a whole bunch of people like piling in, and I was like, oh, well, I'm busy right now.
Yeah,
but-
that's dope. I'll have to check that out because it's I've heard good things. It's rare that people like go out of their way to type about a thrift store. You know,
Right.
like, oh shit.
Right. My mom's a big antique person.
I love.
So, like,
yeah.
it's always like been a thing in my.
If I ever get my own house, it's gonna be full of old shit I've never
Yeah.
used before.
I mean,
Just
we should.
stuff way older than me. Oh, this looks cool.
We can go visit my mom and then go drive down to, I think it's Canton, is what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's like this giant ass, like, basically a it's a convention of thrift store like antique things and stuff like that, but it's like
Okay.
a few square miles. Like it's
wow.
crazy.
Like a flea market, kinda.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's dope.
But
I
it's
love-
like over
yeah.
like a week.
Word.
Yeah, it's big. But we've been a few times when I was a kid, and my mom goes pretty much every year with my grandmother and her sisters and sister-in-laws. So I don't know. It seems like fun. I find like cool things. We used to buy like fireworks and stuff as a kid. There, I'd go there and buy bottle rockets and things like that, and cap guns and stuff.
Oh man, cap guns. Those are fun.
Yeah, I haven't thought about a cap gun in forever, but I used to we'd buy like all the weird cool ones, like the machine gun ones that would use like rolls and stuff like that.
My cousin had a bunch of those. I was never allowed to have any sort of fake gun.
No.
No, not even the ones that just made noise. Like, that didn't even have caps in them. The ones that just, like, you press the button and it just, like, the barrel glows and goes... Like, the most unrealistic type of gun. I wasn't even allowed to have that. Because
Really?
my parents were like, this will teach you to like guns or something. I don't know. It's very...
Hey, some
very
people,
weird
I
childhood.
guess. Some
Yeah.
people, maybe.
I had a BB gun. I wasn't allowed to use it.
I had BB guns as a kid, for sure. And paintball and stuff. I wasn't into guns as a kid, but I had a lot of gun paraphernalia, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we all played paintball and airsoft and all of that kind of stuff as a kid. And then, I had cap guns, and we played army a lot, where I had, like, wooden guns and stuff. A lot of gun mobilia.
Nice, yeah. No, not
Yeah.
me.
We had so much fun playing in the woods and shit. Imagine doing that as an adult nowadays, just like going and playing in the woods with a wooden toy gun, smeared mud on your face, pretending you're shooting down the opponent.
I loved going in the woods as a kid. I'd climb trees all the time. We'd find like dead trees and just shake them till they fell down and shit. And I can't imagine doing that now.
Yeah.
I'd be constantly worrying about, getting poison ivy and having to call out of work.
Right.
And, the whole like downhill thing. Like, all right, now I got to call out of work. Well, that's my paycheck. It's like this whole like downhill spiral of going into the woods.
Poison sumac is really bad out here too,
Yeah.
depending on where you go.
Yeah, and you get Lyme disease just for walking your dog. So.
Yeah, I'll probably take up like some type of hiking or something when it's that time again and not 20 degrees outside right now. But I don't know.
I'm about to buy
Thought about it.
I'm looking into getting a board once it gets a little warmer.
Oh, for sure, skating. It's just out here, and it's There's nothing really to skate. Is that you have to drive. You're closer to Worcester and stuff where I would skate, but
Yeah.
like here I have to drive anywhere, and I don't skate parks or whatever. I'm not a huge fan of skate parks. I'll skate a skate park for maybe like an hour or so before I
Right.
get bored, and then that's not the fun part of skating. I like finding spots in the street and doing all of that. Maybe I'll do mountain biking. Maybe I'll get into that.
Yeah, that game really is pulling the.
No. I want. Well, that's always been a thing, like trials, like the old mini clip games. And like,
yeah.
and that's with dirt biking. But even like watching those, like the trials, mountain bikers and stuff, like on TV for Red Bull competitions and stuff.
Those are nuts.
I love. I've always had a fascination with that. But I was never that person. I used to BMX as a kid, but it was never like mountain biking and stuff like that. I could do ramps and stuff, but the second it comes to like stopping on your one wheel and like
20
hopping and
miles
stuff
over
like
a
that.
cliff and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm good with that.
The moment I'm not going on top of a mountain with a bike.
Right.
Like, I'll walk back down.
I'll take my plastic X Games kicker box for $20 and go jump that real quick.
Absolutely. Yeah. You're not gonna catch me tumbling down any mountains.
No, I'm good. We used to build trails and stuff as kids, but it wasn't like mountain trails. It was just like trails through the woods.
Yeah.
There'd be like some hills and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had a couple trails in my woods that we made for bikes and stuff because I had a bike.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, I lived in Florida, so it wasn't even like really that hilly.
Yeah.
You know, like if you wanted to jump something, you had to make your own jump or buy one of the plastic ones or whatever. But
Right. I know there's like an app that you can get. I don't remember what it's called, but I've seen people talk about it and hear people talk about it because I watch those videos of like you can just like look up if there's trails around you and people like mark trails, whether they're like local like park trails or just like handmade trails or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
They're all marked and shit.
that's neat.
Yeah, so I'll have to look into that. Also for like dirt biking and stuff like that, because that's a whole scene as well. There's probably a lot more off the beaten path trails out here.
Oh,
which
I bet.
would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That's a cool thing about that Lonely Mountain game, where like there's I think for each mountain or whatever, or each part of the trail, there's like 6 different rest spots that if you go off the beaten path, you can find like a secret area, and your character has like a little camp out area and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
that'll
cool.
Play and like, yeah, it's really cool. And then you can like sit there and just enjoy. It'll play like soft music, but there's like almost no music in that game until that point.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I think it'd be like a pretty like
It's super silent.
some sort of, fast pace going down the mountain
No.
music.
No, it's like nothing but the wind blowing and
Oh wow.
and like
I'd probably just play
birds
my own music
chirping.
at that point.
No, it's so peaceful, man.
Oh, really?
It's so nice.
I mean, I don't doubt it honestly. But
It's really nice. Like the wind blowing in the mountains is enough like ambient noise for like.
yeah.
I mean, I had a podcast going, but it was just like super low. It wasn't like
Yeah.
playing loud, abrupt anything.
That
or
reminds me
anything
of
above
that.
it.
It's a couple of years old now, but that Islands game, I still play on my laptop sometimes.
Oh, Dwarf Romantic?
No,
No.
I don't know what that is.
Dwarf Romantic was that puzzle game that I showed you where it was like you get pieces by random and you just try to keep building your island out more and more.
Oh, I don't think that's what that is called though.
No.
Or I'm playing something.
I remember
Same,
I
but
remember
different.
Islands. I remember that game. I think it's like the same vein, but you were playing Dwarf Romantic a long time ago. That was like 2 years ago though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was I? Now I'm gonna look it up. Anyways, but that game, the game that it has no music. It's just the sound of the wind in the island, a lot of seagulls.
Oh, I love that.
Um,
It's so nice. And it's like Elden Ring. Like, Elden Ring has music lightly, but, like, my favorite parts are when it's just quiet. And then there's no other noise besides, like, the wind in the trees and, like, some birds chirping, some deer.
Yeah, I like it when it, like, makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
the ambient noise, like, it's fitting.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna... The plan... I know what game's being played on the channel next. It's gonna be Skate. And...
Yeah.
I'll probably... I usually don't turn the music off in these games, but I might have to, but we'll see. I usually turn it down a little bit, but that's a game where, like, yeah, the music's just playing all the time, and, like, it's just like Tony Hawk. And...
You're gonna get kicked off your dwarf romantic. I thought you said dwarf romantic.
No, Dwarf Romantic.
No, that's not the game I was playing, but that looks cute.
Dwarf Romantic.
I don't remember the name I called because apparently there's a lot of island building games.
The game that you're talking about, I thought it was called Islands. With an S.
I think so too, but now I'm...
Look up Islands Console Edition. Maybe that will bring it up. Maybe. Yummy. Anything. Anything. Anything.
Islanders.
Islanders.
Yeah.
With an S.
Yeah, but you literally just like... Yeah, you get a blank island and then you drag your random pieces to grow your island until you've grown it enough that you can move on, or you can keep growing it until you literally don't have room. But they give you, like, if you play it right, they give you platforms and stuff if you, like, evolve correctly.
Yeah.
So you can, like, grow your island pretty big. You can really, like, if you really know how the pieces meet up and stuff. And I think it's a little bit RNG because, like, I don't know exactly if everything they give you is random or if there's certain patterns you have to meet. Like, oh, if I put a certain amount of this, they give me this option or something. I haven't figured that out exactly, but, like, it's such a peaceful game. I haven't really tried pushing it to the limits. More or less, I just play until I'm like, all right, I got something else to do now. It's one of those, like, no... There's nothing negative for playing it. You can just play it.
Yeah.
And then you can't really lose. You can't even really lose.
There's a train one of these too, where, like, the whole idea is, like, putting down your tracks in between each station, but, like, the tracks are, like, kind of... I think they're random. I don't remember if they're random or not, but it's, like, that same idea where, like, the more you do it and, like, certain things trigger certain things, and, like...
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, if I attach this piece to this piece, this makes this other piece that... Stuff like that. I forgot what that was called. Damn. That's going to be hard to look up.
A train game?
Yeah, it's a train.
Have you seen the game that's been blowing up recently? I can't remember what it's called, but it's like you get all the... Like, it gives you, like, elements, and then you just add things and slowly create new things, but, like, the possibilities are literally infinite.
Is it the potion game? Is
No.
that what you're talking about?
Oh, no, but I've been seeing like, literally so many people have been playing it.
Is this the potion crafting game?
No, this is even beyond that. Like, you only start with, like, water and fire and maybe one other thing, and then you just put it... You get, like, a blank screen, and...
Is it Spore?
No.
God, I remember Spore. Spore was supposed to be, like, the biggest thing in the world.
Infinite Craft.
Infinite Craft.
Yeah, so it's, like, been blowing up recently. So you start off with, like, water and fire, I think. or something, like 2-3 things, and then you get a blank screen, and then you move the water icon over, and now you have water. You put 2 water together, and now you have ocean. You put 3 water together, and now you have something even bigger. But like,
There's a mobile version.
oh no way.
Yeah, I just looked up Infinite Craft.
So like,
just...
no, go to it really quick. So you can literally, drag water down. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you have to tap it.
Tap 2 elements.
So now you have steam,
Now I have
right?
Steam.
So now you can use steam to
On
make
Earth.
something else.
And now I'm gonna make. I made mud.
And it starts off with simple stuff like this, but you can literally make the
Steam
movie
Earth.
Jurassic Park.
Mud.
You could make a PlayStation 3 out of these elements. Like,
Oh, I made brick.
it never ends. The possibilities are literally infinite.
And
It's
then
crazy. People do
We got
competitions.
brick and then mud together. We make Adobe.
See, look, you've already made Adobe. I don't think that's the Adobe software, but
And made Steam engines.
yeah. So like, it's just never ending. I think it might be a little simpler on the phone,
Made glass.
but
House.
but then people give you like challenges, like, okay, we'll you made a house, make the Eiffel Tower. You know, you get really specific, but literally everything, there's specifics for everything. You can make the Great Pyramids. You can make Earth.
I created the Industrial Revolution.
There you go. See? But it's like,
Whoa.
so they give, so like
Show
what
me
I've been
crazy.
watching is like
This little crazy life I just
people
led.
competing with each other. They'll be given like a random group of words or something, and it's like, all right, the first person to make, you know, every color of the rainbow, and you know, this movie, and
It's like the I keep messing up things from like skipping words in my sentences. It's like the IMDb game where like you bring up Tom Hanks and then you try to see how many things from Tom Hanks you get to like Russell Crowe.
oh
or
yeah,
something
it's like
that.
the Wikipedia game basically. Yeah, same thing.
You're
Except
like Tom Hanks and then Joan of Arc.
yeah, I mean, pretty much it is that. Except you just have to drag. It makes a little more like sense
Yeah.
in the game, I guess. But
For
yeah,
sure.
no, absolutely.
Yeah, that made
It's-
sense.
But it's just so cool how like literally infinite it is. Like,
Yeah.
watching these people play and they create like, and then you get rewarded for creating new words, because sometimes if you combine enough things, it'll just combine into like this nonsense word or combination of words or something.
Weird.
So you get like
German.
rewards for that and stuff too, which is crazy. Like it's such a simple but like weirdly addicting game.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't play it myself.
get
I don't think
deeper
I'd
into
ever
it.
stop. I have to just watch other people play so I can be like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to get deeper into that because I just googled that and it was a browser version on the phone.
I didn't
so-
even know you could do it on the phone. I feel
I
like
didn't know
it looked
you-
a little simpler on the phone, but
Yeah.
because you have to actually drag and like form things on the mobile or on the computer, but
Yeah,
still.
this just had me tapping stuff.
So it doesn't seem like on the phone you can have multiple projects going on at once.
Weird.
Because like on the computer you could have like you could be working on 4 or 5 different combinations at the
Oh.
same time.
Interesting.
Um,
That's cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that
But
out.
still.
That's sick.
yeah, no, it's like really. Because I've played other games like that before, like even back in like the Armored Games days when they had that one like sandbox god game and they gave you like some elements and you can combine them to make like kind of like that, but it's limited. It was like just
Yeah.
elements basically up to like volcano or something, but
That was weird. That was
Right.
really cool. That had like the same like feeling of like it gave me the same like it scratched the same itch as like Katamari does. Where like things are just getting bigger.
yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, that was a really weird loop. I really like that. That was a lot of fun. I'll have to watch videos because I can only you talking about it like makes my brain just like go all over the place.
It didn't even make sense to me when
Yeah.
people were when I was trying to figure it out. I had to watch videos just to be like, wow, it really is infinite. Like people will go on like they'll just set up their own projects. Like, all right, today I'm gonna figure out how to get hentai. You
Yeah.
know, and they'll fucking.
I'm sure my fucking like algorithm on TikTok now, because they play that in browser, will be like fucking
Oh yeah,
just
dude.
all infinite craft, because all my cookies and stuff will be that. Jeez.
Well, that'll be good. Maybe you'll get a few glimpses of what it's about.
Yeah. Well, anything else you've been playing this week? Anything else?
Besides Dead
Anything else you're doing this
Island, I think. Well, comedy's slow, so I'm gonna be working on my art stuff. I have a painting I'm working on.
Word. Send me a couple of. Send me a logo and stuff like that.
I can do that this week.
Just
too,
a basic praise the run.
I sent you the
Word
first
it
one.
out. Yeah, I just
Oh,
want
you
like
want one with
words.
words. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
just
I
want
can do that.
basic stuff, and then we'll throw that up, and then our channel will be all uniformed a little bit. And then the thing that I want to get the Patreon done this week. I have a login and everything for it.
Yeah.
I just gotta like set up probably banking stuff, I'd imagine,
Yeah.
and all of that kind of back end stuff. I don't know if I can do it to a PayPal, but we'll see. I
You
don't see
should be
why
able
not.
to.
Yeah, I don't see why not. But it might be easier just to get a checking account or whatever at a different bank,
Yeah.
and then just have like print 2 copies of a card or something like that, and put both of our names on it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll cross that road when we get there, but that's a plan this week.
Word.
So ideally next week we'll have a place for you guys to donate to.
I should have a PO box soon too.
Yeah, that'd be
So
sick.
that'll help.
I need a PO box as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get that. Oh, that I think is the this week thing.
Yeah.
Was the goal I think I wrote down.
Let me know how much that costs for you.
Okay. Well, I might just join Kenya's, but
Oh,
I'll ask her just
yeah.
to get a ballpark for you.
Yeah, because I don't know what. I imagine it's gonna be expensive for one out here, so it's cheaper out there. I might get one out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just have you pick it up.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't need it to be close by. I just need it to be like a home base where things aren't tied to my address.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
I feel that.
Yeah, even if it's like a 45-minute drive, I can hit it on the way to the dispensary, or just have you bring back the mail
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Yeah, I'll link that all, because I'll have that for the podcast and everything too. Just all link it up to one. That, the Pokemon store, both of our personal channels, whatever, streaming, doesn't matter. Just all have it all in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's an episode. I don't know how long that episode was. That felt really fast. That felt short, but I guess it's
At
been,
least an hour.
yeah, it's been about an hour. It's a slow week.
It wasn't. Yeah. I was gonna say not a lot happened really.
Right. A whole bunch of people got the axe.
I don't even think it'd been
and-
a week since our last recording, right? Didn't we just record like?
Time's a circle, man.
Right, yeah,
I
yeah.
have no clue.
Months ago.
But I don't know. Fridays. I feel like we've recorded the last couple of Fridays, right?
Yeah, I think it's falling
Maybe.
close to the weekend too.
Maybe, I don't know. But you could have been over here for 3 days ago, for all I know. Man.
That's true.
shit.
It really all feels. Yeah.
It really does. But yeah, that's an episode. It's dinner time for me. I'm not feeding the dog. That's not my job. That's somebody else. The dog will have to wait. I'm sorry, dog. No matter how much you whine.
We're gonna eat the dog.
Oh, yes. Eat the dog.
That's right. They both were like, "What?"
What? No. Yeah, you'd be all muscly and lean. I'm not a big fan. She's looking away from me now.
Yeah. Don't talk like that.
Don't eat me. Yeah, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. Thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that.
Yeah.
Follow us down in our socials.
Yeah. Tell us your favorite type of sandwich in the comments,
Yeah, do that.
and maybe I'll make it on stream and eat it in front of you.
That's fun. I made a sandwich making video,
A long time ago.
comedy sketch. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was for school.
I think I remember
I
that.
sent that to my professor and got
Nice.
an A for it.
Hey, there you go.
That was cool. Yeah, that was fun. We can do that again. We'll make sandwiches. That'd be fun. Yeah, it's been fun, guys. It's been real. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Bye.
See ya. Ooh, fireball.
Oh no,
It's been bothering me all day.
me too, man. Especially I keep playing.